Hey guys, welcome back to the hard mode survival on Farmlands. This was supposed to be episode 5, but unfortunately, with episode 4, I forgot to hit the record button. Or, not so much I forgot, but I actually didn't hit the record button. Anyways, we are cultivating the field, and unfortunately, uh, we missed a few things in what I thought I recorded, but I didn't. And I'm going to go over those really quick while we're finishing this up. I've got a worker doing this, so that's uh, that'll be fine. They should be done with that here shortly. Okay, so what we did was we worked up um, another field right here, and you guys can see it. There we go. Get out of there. Go into third person. Um, if you guys can see, I planted a grass field. I wanted an actual grass field. I could have just, kept cutting the meadow and everything, but this way I am able to, if I want, use a worker if I have too much going on or whatever. But I wanted to have an actual field because you get a better yield anyways if you plant it. Um, we have our sawmill going. That's all great and everything. Our sawmill, it's not going to produce fast, but it's going to make us some money. I need to make more money, so I've been kind of contemplating how am I going to do that. Well, probably going to have to. Probably going to need to get some more money on hand because I need to plant that field. I think I have enough seed and fertilizer to plant that. But what I won't have money for later on is spreading more fertilizer, and I need to get a weeder. So those are two projects that are going to need to happen shortly. Let's go ahead, hop in this tractor while the worker finishes it up. And I'll probably go and drag the two logs that I have off to, um, I think, Larry's sawmill. See if we can't earn some extra cash. And I'm just going to take over for the worker here. It's a lot easier, a lot quicker, actually. But yeah, I think we will take those over and make some cash. There. And I'm trying to also straighten up my yard area, so we'll work on that a little bit too. But yeah, we were sitting there and I was like, oh, this make a great episode to plow in this field, which, we did. We talked for 20-25 minutes and about it. Didn't record a single little bit. So that's on me. Um, yeah, I would like to also increase the size of this field. I know it's not going to be something I can drastically increase, but on three sides here, I think I could add 1 to 2 full swaths. I know at least 8 meters would be something we could add. I think that would be huge. Um, that amount of additional tillable land would be fantastic on three sides. I mean, is it going to make us a ton of money? No, but it could be, it could be an extra, you know, depending on the crop, it could be an extra 1,000, 2,000 liters, and even more in some crops cases. So definitely think that it would be worthwhile to do. I'm just trying to move a couple pieces of equipment before I there. Just trying to get this a little bit tidied up. Um, One of the things like I was saying, I need to get is a weeder, and I'm hoping that I can earn enough money with the little bit of um, logs that I have. I'm hoping that I can make, a couple grand. I doubt I will. I'll probably make 1,000, but that would purchase a weeder, and I'll just have to do all the work myself. No biggie. Just trying to find everything. Looks like this trailer. I just want to park this one somewhere over here out of the way. There's my winch and my plow. We'll move the plow and hook up the winch. Not sure what I want to do with the windmill. Does it actually earn us any money? That's the question. And just tidy this up a little bit more. Let's grab our winch. It's always nice to go and earn a little bit of money, and then we'll start seeding that that grass field, or I'm sorry, the wheat field. It's not going to be grass. I am hoping that I can hook the two of these up at the same time. We can. All right. Let us start pulling. There. And it's not going to be a fast trip, that's for sure. But I think if we stay to the road, we'll be all right. If I can get over the little bridge here, that is. I don't like having aqueducts. It's actually the biggest nightmare I've ever dealt with, because these little bridges are narrow, and yeah, you get hung up and you bounce on them. It can be pretty brutal. Alright, this ain't working. If I can drive a little bit faster. Let's see how far this place is. That's going to be interesting. I'm not going there. I'll go over to here. It's farther away, but even being farther away, it's better than having to drive through that woods. So I'm going to do wheat in my other field here. And once we're done with the wheat, I'm not sure what crop I'll switch over to from there. Wheat doesn't sell for a ton if we look at it. Barley, that sells for, looks like right around 380 for 1,000 liters. This does just over 400, so it's a little bit better than barley. Not a ton, but I think we can get 50,000 liters if we put fertilizer on it. We fully fertilize that field and weed it. I think we'll get 50,000 liters. That's the goal. And 50,000 liters is only 20 grand, but the way it's looking is 20 grand is what it cost me per year to pay on my interest. So that's going to be helpful. And long term, yeah, we're gonna have things like our wood that's going to help us pay for stuff. I'd like to probably sell my I'm going to sell my fuel tank because it's in the middle of the middle of that farmyard. I despise that. I like things on the outsides. I don't like to clutter up the center. It drives me nuts. So I will work on eliminating that. Right now I'm just using it because it's not worth a ton. I mean, if I were to sell it, I think I might get like $1,000, and then I have to replace it anyways. So it's going to be like a $3,000 loss to just move it. So right now, it's not worth it. All right. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get for this one log? Oh, we almost got 2 grand. Wow. That's huge. So if we can get $1,000 for the other one, that'll be fantastic. Then I can actually breathe a little bit. And because our sawmill is full, we'll probably start taking the base logs off of trees around the place as we can load up the sawmill. I think that'd be a good plan. We can earn some extra money that way by turning in logs. But, if it costs us $1,500 to, just cultivate that field, that's a lot of money that we're spending on something like cultivating. I should have just plowed it and not had to worry about the weeds. But as it is, I didn't do it that way. And this one's a little bit lighter. Should move a little bit quicker. The fertilizer spreader I'm probably going to have to get is this one here. It does not hold much. 300 liters, as you can see, not a lot. This would be the better one, but you got to be able to afford the fertilizer to fill it too. So I don't have that kind of cash rolling around, guys. Unfortunately. But in November, I will be able to cut my grass for the first time at a full uh, fully harvestable amount. So I'll be doing that. And hopefully, we can make a good chunk of money just selling the grass because I won't be able to afford. So if I look at it, I think it was $25,000 um, for a cheap bunker. That's manure. Yeah, $25,000, and it's not huge. It'd probably be big enough for that field, though. I'm sure I could hold 50,000 liters and 100 and what, $40 a time. I mean, it's only gonna be worth, like 8,000. So it's gonna take a couple years just to pay off um, that clamp. But I'm hoping with our ability to produce some lumber that we will be able to do more. And again, $1,600 for that. That's huge for me. All right, let's get back to the farmyard and ploop this down and get started on our seeding. I'm going to try and do that all myself. It's the only real negative I see about this property is how far away we are from everything. That's why I thought it was a good hard mode survival challenge map, because it gives you a starting plot that's not fully usable because about a third of it is tied up in this little lake, and we're on the other side of the aqueduct, which I don't know. Have I mentioned I hate that? Yeah, I do. I hate it a lot. All right, so we can. We have to put some more fuel in here. Oh, I have 97 liters in there. Goody goody. Now it's empty. So I'll probably empty that out. Or I'm sorry, I'll probably just go ahead and get rid of that now that's empty and I have enough fuel to do some things. Yeah, I'm only going to get 1,300. That's fine. I can use that money better right now on something else. Like a planter. Or I'm sorry, like a fertilizer spreader. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so we've got this all set to go. And we are planting. I'm just going to do the tops of the headlands, and then we will just go and switch over to our up downs, and that'll be that. Shouldn't take too long at all. One thing I will be keeping an eye on, or eye out for, in the used market is a baler that will do all of my I'd like a round baler and a bale wrapper. I mean, those are two things in the used market that I will be looking for. And if I can get a round baler that does everything, even better. Problem will be having the money for that. But the way I'm thinking about it is the forage wagon is worth, like 25, and if I can get 25 for the forage wagon and not spend 25,000 on a clamp, that'll be that right there is the selling point for me. That's $50,000. So there is a round baler that does wrap. It's 112,000 for the cheapest one. But if it goes on sale for like 60, 70% off, and I can get it for like 40, then I'm definitely going to have to consider that and start, getting ready to sell some stuff. That's what I'm holding on to my lumber for. If I can hold my lumber, sawmill items to purchase that would be great. And like I said, I just needed to get it in that $40,000 to $60,000 range, and I think I can make it happen from there. I'd much rather have something like that to do my silage work than a clamp. Yes, it's a little bit longer for the fermentation, but It's less space that's taken up on my yard. And it's just better for me. I am going to burn through fertilizer on this. And it looks like I'm going to burn through a lot of seed. I have plenty of seed, guys. I'm not worried about that. I don't have plenty of fertilizer, though. And at $2,000 for 1,000 liters, it's not cheap. This moves slow, you guys. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to talk. But as you can see, we are just going to continue planting the wheat here. So I can finish that up off of camera. When we come back next, it will be we'll return no later than November when it's time to harvest the grass field. At the very latest, that's when we'll come back. And we'll go through that together. I might spend some time cutting down some of these trees. I'd like to keep this little grouping right here, at least up to the silos. Maybe these two trees. I could live with getting rid of this one right here on the corner and these two little ones, and I'd be fine with that. I'd like to try and keep the trees along the lake as well, but everything along the outside of our two fields here, at least this row and then that row over there, and maybe even the driveway. We'll see about the driveway, but I think at least the stuff along that edge and that edge we can get rid of. I might leave that all there, and these first three. I think those would be good ones to, consider eliminating. And I really don't know what else to eliminate, you guys. I mean, it's not like if I look at, you know, vegetable harvesters, they are expensive and they have virtually no they don't provide value. Let's just put it that way. And I don't even know where I'd plant a small vegetable patch, because that's all it would be. It would be a small vegetable patch, so that I can maybe make some extra feed for something like pigs. And in fact, how much is a pig enclosure? So cows, I don't see where cows are going to be worth it for a while. It's $20,000 to get 36 pigs. It's not a huge enclosure, but pigs do sell for good money. 19 sheep or goats. Sheep wouldn't be terrible. I just don't know if they would fit over here very well. Because this is where I would wind up putting them. I mean, I guess I could put them in this yard and, shrink the yard some. But having a grass field makes, sheep not the... Sheep would be a good, money spinner, I guess, because they're basically free to feed because we already have the grass. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here and finish this off on my own. And just want to tell you guys thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed the episode. I don't want to bore you anymore. Let's be honest. This has been boring. So we will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Have the very best of days. It's Graybeard Gaming. And we will see you guys next time. Peace out.